Hello there, this is Vasilis, and what you see on your screen is a beach, a photo from a beach in Phuket Island in Thailand. And this is a random dude that I met about 8-9 hours before this photo was taken, lying there on the beach. But what is most important is the beer that he's holding in his hand. But I'm going to tell you everything about this beer and that guy later on, because first I have to tell you about something that I want to give you that is worth $18,462. But of course, I'm not going to charge you all this money. Instead, I'm going to give you this for almost free. I'm going to tell you why you're getting $18,462 worth of a very first time ever released unique video course for almost free in a minute. But first, let me tell you exactly what you're getting. But before I do, a word of warning. This offer is very limited. Depending on the time you are watching this video, there are only 20 slots available per month to work with people like you, and the timer under the video keeps moving. And if for some strange reason all slots are not filled up instantly, this offer will expire when the time hits zero. So with that said, here's what you're getting almost free. What you're watching on your screen is a quick walkthrough of Entrepreneur in Asia back office. Entrepreneur in Asia is a collection of videos and webinars created by successful expat entrepreneurs to help fellow entrepreneurs who want to start up a business in Southeast Asian countries but don't know where to begin from. In these videos and webinars, successful expat entrepreneurs answer and debate your questions on subjects like relocating in Southeast Asian countries without uncertainties, the real raw experience of daily living and cultural differences in Southeast Asian countries, banking, incorporating, startups, funding, and how to protect yourself from legal hurdles and regulation unknowns. Entrepreneur in Asia was launched a couple of weeks ago, and it isn't for sale anywhere at any price. That means that if you want it, you can only get it here and now for almost free while there are slots available. Here's why you should want it no matter how much it costs. In 2012, I decided to move in Thailand. Despite the fact that I had never actually visited Thailand before in my life, I decided to sell all my belongings and buy a one-way ticket. I was immediately faced with a huge cultural shock for several reasons. First, as you understand, I didn't know what I was doing. Like I said, I'd never visited Thailand before, and for that matter, not even any other Southeast Asian country. Second, I wanted to start up my own business, bootstrapping with the little money that I had. That ambition was unheard of at the time. Third, my startup was looking for funding, and I had to have a local business partner that I didn't even know before. And to begin building a team in a totally unknown language and culture, most of the times without even speaking English at all. This means that I had to go through accountants, legal consultants, paperwork in another language, visa and work permits requirements, meetings with public or private groups and government authorities, and more things that I don't even remember. And the most important thing is, I didn't even know the country's unspoken laws and the way of doing things here. And basically, I had to convince them to invest around $120,000 on a totally stranger on blind faith alone. Finally, I didn't have any connections or even a big name at that time. Up until that point, my main business sold make money online courses and I didn't have any real business background. And by the way, I didn't have any business partners or team members either. I was all alone, a foreigner at a Southeast Asian country. So I decided to try something new. Instead of trying to start up a local business to sell services, I tested a totally different approach using the experiences that I got. This new approach was very counterintuitive. It didn't involve that startup idea at all. Instead, it used experiences from failures and successes, from learning how things work the hard way in Southeast Asian countries. Also, connecting with many expat entrepreneurs from different industries and learning from their successes and mistakes. Frankly, I really didn't think it would lead anywhere. But when different expat entrepreneurs who already lived in Southeast Asia and wanted to start our business began messaging me for advices, it all became very clear. People started asking for consulting engagements and long-term contracts, and even recently, I was hired to advise a political campaign in Thailand. I'd never experienced anything like that in my life, and as excited as I was, I couldn't ignore that little voice in my head that kept repeating, what if there are many more people out there who are interested to learn about this information? What if I could create a platform and give them access in order to help them better prepare and make the correct decisions? So I and my business partner, we decided to create Entrepreneur in Asia. And once again, I was faced with overwhelming enthusiasm and positive feedback by the expat entrepreneur community. We had many different types of entrepreneurs testing the platform and giving us their feedback. Digital nomads traveling from country to country, aspiring entrepreneurs from Western countries, business owners who want to open new markets in Southeast Asia, freelancers who just want to have a relaxed life, staying in front of the beach while running projects for international companies, and even young retirees who want to start up a side business to keep them occupied. All of them people like you with the same interest, relocating and living at a Southeast Asian country. You see, you need to be well prepared and you need to be able to make the correct choices. You need to be able to identify early risks and opportunities and also to connect with expat entrepreneurs who are already fighting at the trenches. You need to avoid unknowns and legal hurdles, and many more reasons each one of you have. Relocating, starting up a business, or working from a Southeast Asian country might sound like an easy job, at least on paper, but most people are faced with major disadvantages right from the first day. First of all, they know nothing about the local culture and the language. They expect that locals will speak perfect English, even in government authorities, and will also behave similar to their home country. And they don't, or they don't want to, understand the local laws about staying, working, and doing business and more. Needless to say that they are putting themselves in a very disadvantaged position, if not in danger, straight from the beginning. Second, because of the unclear information and lack of guidance, they end up falling for shady schemes or even worse, losing their wealth. This means they form and sign contracts in a language they don't understand. They invest in fake opportunities and trust all the wrong people. And finally, usually they end up losing thousands, if not millions of dollars, which is literally at least 20 times more expensive than any other training or consulting product currently available on the market. So here's the situation that you are facing in a nutshell. A guy who'd never lived in Southeast Asia before, who didn't know the local culture and language, or the laws and regulations about staying, working, and starting up a business, decides to relocate and start up a profitable business at a Southeast Asian country. And the person doing the legal consultant, usually the local one, oftentimes cannot communicate correctly and don't even understand our guy's Western point of view. So basically, that's what you are up against. So we decided to develop Entrepreneur in Asia using these real experiences from mistakes and successes we and a group of other expat entrepreneurs had, and separated the content into 4 major categories. The 4 core categories are general info, daily life, banking, and incorporating. Each core category is separated in subcategories per country, and each country has its own modules of videos answering your questions and providing crucial information on specific subjects. So when you log in the back office of Entrepreneur in Asia, you should expect to find out around 50 videos per country. We wanted to make sure that you will get the best possible value out of Entrepreneur in Asia before going live. And that's why we ran extensive online surveys in countries like the US, Canada, Australia, and European countries, gathering your questions and feedback. Frankly, I was terrified. What if this thing fails? What if I disappoint you? What if this whole thing makes me look so bad? We went live on September 27th. That day, my mind couldn't stop thinking about the countless times I've seen people I personally knew end up like this. Remember I told you that was a random guy that I met last night before that photo was shot in a bar drinking. So I was very desperate because I have been seeing and I keep seeing and meeting people that they end up in Southeast Asia, in Thailand, in Cambodia, in Vietnam. And they end up drinking beers and they socialize by getting drunk day after day. And they end up losing their money and they're losing their fortunes because they fall up for schemes. They don't understand what they're doing with their contracts. They don't know the how-tos and the way that everything works here. And I didn't want that for you. The first founding members of Entrepreneur in Asia encouraged us to sell it for at least $12,997 because of the immense value and time shortcuts they experienced. Right now, you will not find it for sale anywhere at any price, but today you can get it for almost free. But that's not all. You're also getting a continuously updated with new interviews, collection of webinars with expat entrepreneurs that if it was for sale, it would cost you at least $4,368. Right after we created Entrepreneur in Asia, we started filling up our schedule with upcoming webinars. Expat entrepreneurs would check the website and become hooked instantly, asking us how they can get involved. So we began working with them to develop new webinars and deliver priceless value to you. And we are recording these webinars that we are organizing with groups of successful expat entrepreneurs from Southeast Asia and uploading them in an exclusive category in Entrepreneur in Asia back office to share them with you. During the webinars, we ask questions about the experiences, the mistakes, tips and recommendations, and even how-tos on specific areas. These webinars are private and you will not find them online, anywhere. There is no way to access them at any price. Most members watch every single webinar published and strongly believe that this is the most valuable part of Entrepreneur in Asia. I could easily charge a one-time payment of $4,368 for access to these webinars alone. But today, I'd like to give you instant access to every webinar ever published and will be published in the future for free. You're getting unlimited insider-only hand-holding access to the most successful expat entrepreneurs in Southeast Asia and their secrets. Every webinar, every strategy, every tip, every how-to, what to avoid, and their sources is yours free instantly today. So by now you're probably wondering, why? Why am I giving you all these things for free? I'll tell you in a second, but first, I have one more thing I'd like to give you. After launching Entrepreneur in Asia, early members were so excited from the information they received that they wanted to connect and exchange opinions and ideas. So we created a private community in Facebook where only members have access. What's more important than keeping up to date with the latest biz news, consumer trends, and local opportunities when you're an entrepreneur? Plus, you can exchange experiences with your fellow members and get ideas from what's working for them as well. And today, you can have instant access to our private Facebook community, including limited but direct contact with myself and Wolfgang, our co-founder, for free. So to recap, today, and as long as the 20 available slots per month are still not sold out, and only if you decide to buy Entrepreneur in Asia, you're getting instant access to Entrepreneur in Asia platform and videos at a cost of $12,997. Webinar lists and updates forever at a cost of $4,368. And access to our private Facebook community at a cost of $1,097. That's a total value of $18,462. But of course, I'm not going to charge you all this money because I told you it's almost free. But why? Why am I doing that? So the blatant truth is that we want to see you succeed so much that we are willing to bribe you to buy Entrepreneur in Asia and become a member today. If any of these scenarios sound like they might be valuable to you, this is a no-brainer. And that's why you should accept our bribe and become a member today. Remember, there is a 30-day money-back guarantee, meaning that you take literally no risk. If you think this is not for you, you can cancel anytime in the first 30 days and ask for a refund. No questions asked. Plus, you can still keep the downloadable videos and files from Entrepreneur in Asia platform for free. And here's something interesting and kind of funny about the cost of entrepreneur in Asia. If you do the math, it's less than half of the cost of a cheap flight to any Southeast Asian country from any Western country in the world. That's just $399. I asked around fellow entrepreneurs about what business can I start with $399 in Southeast Asia, and their admittedly annoyed response was to get back to my country. So which would you rather want? Staying stuck at the same old routine with the same old situation and the life that you already know that follows, or a ready-to-go hand-holding guide that will answer all your questions and help you start up a business in Southeast Asia? Let's face it, $399 isn't going to change your life, but the information that you're going to learn can change your business and future forever. Accept our generous bribe today and become a member now. You'll be part of a small group of insider entrepreneurs across multiple industries that share valuable information the rest of the world never discovers. You'll discover the latest market trends, regulation changes, and news before your competitors know what hit them, and you'll be able to learn directly from the successes and failures of other expat entrepreneurs in Southeast Asia and plug them to your business every single month. Plus, you get to connect with your fellow members every day and even us occasionally, live via our members only Facebook community. So you can get the help, guidance, and focus that you need. Won't you accept our offer and become a member today? Remember, you are covered by a 30 days money back guarantee, and you can cancel and get a refund at any time before the 30 days pass. And you can still keep all the gifts for free. Click the red button below to complete your order and gain instant access to Entrepreneur in Asia platform now.